said, but I just was like, that's a horrible thing to tell a bunch of teenagers.
I wouldn't say it, well, don't tell me that country.
Right. Okay, so guys, so in this problem here, guys, they tell me angle A is 58 degrees. They tell me that B is 2y plus 16. They tell me C is 2x.
Who took my pencil?
People were like stealing pencils around.
Somebody switched my, no, is that you?
Well, I don't plan to move my pencil.
Okay. All right. Eli will have this pencil. All right. So guys, they want us to find x, y, and then they wanted us to find the arc. Let's focus on x, y first. Since this is an inscribed, guys, this is an inscribed quadrilateral. What do I know about those angles? They're supplementary, so that means they add to 180, or add to 180. So I'm going to set up two equations that say 2x plus 58 should equal 180. And then I'm going to do the other one as well, that D and B should also equal 180. So 3y plus 4 plus 2y plus 16 equals 180 as well. So this one, a little bit easier to solve. Is that 122? And so we're going to divide by 2, right? So x ends up being 61.
Yep.
Okay, so 61 degrees for x. We're going to find our y as well. So we can put these two together. So 5y plus 20 equals 180. I'm going to move the 20 over. So 5y equals 160. So y ends up being, divide by 5, what do we get in that one? 32. Okay. Now we got that information. Now they want to know the measure of DCB. So DCB is this arc. Which angle tells us something about that arc? The 58 does. So this 58 is kind of like, almost picture like an ice cream cone. This is the top of the ice cream cone. It seems kind of a silly idea, but that's all connected. So this 58, this angle, and this arc have this relationship. But careful that the angle is half of the arc. So if I know the angle is 58, what do I do to find the arc then? Times 2. So the arc then is going to be double 58. So is that 116? Okay.
No, I thought we were dividing, not times.
So the angle is always half of that arc that goes with it. And again, a lot of this stuff, when you see it kind of with numbers, I think it's logical, but it also would be really easy to make a silly mistake by set things equal rather than supplementary. All right. So let's look to the bottom then of the page. So they want the measure of arc GH. So they want this arc here. I think it would be easier to find this arc first. It's going to be what? It's going to be 40. Remember, the arc is always double. Guys, make sure we're following along here. The arc is always double the angle. So this arc is going to be 40 degrees. So if I want to find this arc, how am I going to do that? We're going to subtract it from 180 because this is a diameter. So that means the half is a semicircle. So we're going to do 180 minus 40. So we get 140 here. And again, please don't forget your degree symbol. All right, this next one just looks a little crazy. But I want to remind you guys, this is where we have two angles butting up against the same arc. So here's this arc. The two angles that hit that arc is this angle and also this one. So those two angles match up with that arc. What do I know about those two angles then? They're going to be equal to each other. So A and B are going to be equal to each other because they both touch the same arc. So we're going to figure out what A and B are, A or B is. We're going to say that 5x needs to equal 7x minus 8. I'm going to move this 7x over. I'm going to divide and find out x is 4. Once I know x is 4, I'm going to figure out the measure of angle A by putting that back in. So 5 times 4 is going to be 20 degrees. But the same thing goes for the other side. If you look at the other side, those y angles are both going up against that same arc, or the same arc over here. So this arc is formed by these two angles. So those two angles also have to be equal. So we find out y is 10. Once I know y is 10, I'm going to substitute that back in to find my angle. So 4 times 10 plus 7, so this is going to end up being 47.
They both add up to 47, right?
All right, our last question, you guys, is this inscribed triangle. So we have the triangle drawn within our circle. So this triangle is drawn in the circle. Now, guys, when the triangle is drawn with a diameter as a side, what do I know about the triangle? What has to be true of it? It's a right triangle. So if I have those other angles, what do I know about the three angles together? They're going to equal 180. So we're going to add them up to equal 180. So we're adding 90, 3x, 5x minus 12, because this is a triangle, it still has to add up to 180. And the reason we know it's 90 is because it's an inscribed triangle with a diameter as that side. That's going to be 78 over here. I'm going to move this 78 over. And then I'm going to divide by 8, and I'm going to get a decimal for my x. So 12.75 is going to be my x. And then I'm going to substitute that back in to find my c. And I don't have a calculator handy, so if someone wants to help out. 63.75? Oh.
It's 51.75.
Thank you.
I know it first.
I love how he said it so confidently that he's like minus 12. I'm like, oh no. All right. So guys, the homework is not very long. So no excuses not to get it done. Also, guys, make sure you're getting caught back up on. I don't know why it's so short.
It's okay.
No excuses not to get caught back up